Good evening everyone and welcome back to another round of racing here in Division 1. We are here for the third round of this 17th season. I am Biz Gabriel, your usual commentator, and as you can see, we are here at the Hungary the Hungarian Grand Prix, third round of what already looks to be a very promising season ahead of us. And we will see how it goes. In the meanwhile, I've been informed that the weather is all dry, unlike Division 2 earlier this week, which was definitely not dry, if you hadn't noticed. Was a crazy Division 2 race last week on Wednesday. Well, actually this week on Wednesday, just 3 days ago. Yeah, it was a start on the some of the drivers on the full wets, other on the inters, but then it became dry halfway through. That won't be the case here in Division 1. But now, just before we start focusing on qualifying, which is already underway, there's plenty of time, 15 minutes and a half. If you're not in the Discord chat, which I highly recommend you join the league in our Discord server, but in the case you're not there, you might not know about a few important things coming into this round. First of all, Kart Racer is indeed not a racer today. He is missing this round, and this can be a very important chance for Felix, his main championship rival, to maximize whatever he can in this round. And as we have a quick look at the standings, we can see how Kart Racer currently has a 15 points lead compared to Felix. 43 for the McLaren driver in first place, 28 for the Haas driver in second place, and his teammate Alex 27 points, so just one single point behind his teammate. But Alex right now is on provisional pole position with a 1 minute and 15.428. That's the first, actually not the first, but the fastest lap as of now. And there we go, he gets immediately beaten by Jeremy in the Aston Martin, a 15.2 for the German driver. And what I meant to say is that there is actually another news coming in today, which is, well, Felix needs to maximize as much as he can, that's for sure, but some issues have been reported from his brake pedal. It looks to be a technical issue about Felix's setup. It looks to be solved as of now, but I think we might get some interesting surprises. If anything goes wrong with Felix, I think we might know why. Maybe his brake pedal is acting a bit suspicious. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, he's hoping that his pedal just doesn't fail or whatever, or just doesn't start glitching halfway through the race. We hope that too, and we hope it won't cause any issues to the rest of the drivers if that happens. What else can we say before we start focusing on qualifying? There's only 11 drivers, sadly, so not really a stacked grid. I mean, attendance was actually pretty good in the last two races, so I think this is the first time this season we will have some low attendance, which is kind of reminiscent of the old days in Division 1, where we would have actually very low attendance, but we kept pushing through. And look at where we are now, 17 seasons, and once again ready to rumble. So drivers are still setting their laps, and Sean most definitely doesn't have a representative lap because he's 17 seconds up on his previous time as he slides around turn 5. And I also meant to say he's 31 seconds off of pole position as of now, so yeah, not really representative of his pace this first lap he has done, so he's immediately pushing for a second one. No idea what to expect in terms of lap times, because qualifying was wet, also worth mentioning in Division 2. It's a low 15 as of now. We'll see if we go into the high 14s. Actually, I don't think so. I think we will stay in the low 15s. We'll see how it goes. And currently the target is a 15.2 to beat, but now Sean improves and set a lap, going up for P5. Who else do we have? We have PC Willie, the Scottish driver in a Mercedes, as he goes around the extremely technical Sector 2. Now going around turn 10 and turn 11, both of them flat out, taking in 6th gear, and he validates. We have one of our first invalidated lap times, and I do think it's worth mentioning how easy it is to get some track limits penalties, especially in Sector 2 around this track. You really need to be absolutely precise on your inputs and on your lines and in the way you drive. Absolutely very little margin for error. Some people call this track Monaco with no walls, and it could be a justified name, to be honest. It's an extremely narrow track. You need a lot of downforce. There's 2 DRS zones, but really only one of them is effective. The one after turn 1 is really not really can be considered as long to be effective. And yeah, other than that, it's just very much a technical track. Lots of corners, lots of precision required, lots of stability, but also rotation needed in the setup, and not really that much space for cars to go side by side. If we see any move around Sector 2, it could very much be a surprise. I'm not gonna lie, and not really an easy one to pull off. So hats off to any driver who can pull something off in those sectors, but we'll see. We're gonna focus on that only in the race. Now we're 10 minutes into qualifying, and we are watching Tom to set his first lap of this qualifying session. As he finishes his cycle, oh, he spins around! He goes around turn 4 and completely goes sideways, and off the track he goes and completely ruins his banker lap. And always is on the grass to let the Mercedes pass. That Mercedes was basically who is still in the outlap, so we have no driver pushing at the moment. Actually, we do. We have Marco D'Arco who is pushing, and he goes around turn 1, braking and slightly missing the apex, and with a little bit of an oversteer coming out at turn 1. DRS enabled, and he goes around turn number 2 in 3rd gear as he widens out on the exit, and immediately direction change quickly to the right for turn 3, and now he finishes sector 1. Does he finish with an improvement? Yes, he does. 2.5, and now the extremely fast and also blind left-hander of turn 4, and now uphill into turn 5, and watch out for the braking for the chicane. Turn 6 and 7 taken in 3rd gear. It looks like a solid exit, but now he needs to carry as much speed as possible. 5th gear, downshift to 4th for turn number 9, now flat out into 10 and 11, still in 6th gear, and he spins! He goes sideways and he goes into the wall and he destroys his front wing, but his car is still in one piece and still running despite that mistake. But that's a ruined lap for Marco D'Arco, pushing a little bit too much, and I think he might have got some overheating on those tires. Turn 11 is such a fast corner, it's very easy to overheat the tires and immediately lose grip and go sideways. That's exactly what happened to Marco D'Arco. Luckily he's still intact and he still has the chance to go into the pits for a new set of tires and a new front wing and try again later. And now his teammate Pocho, who is currently 1 second off of pole position. Oh, never mind, he's now 1.2 seconds off of pole position as Jeremy. I completely missed that. He now improves to a 15.120 around the Hungary ring, and he sets a new target for Alex at the moment to beat, as he now goes around turn 2, but I don't think he's pushing. Yeah, he's definitely not. Upshifting into 8th already. Jeremy most definitely is, and we'll see how it goes. The blind left-hander of turn 4, one of the scariest corners of this track, but I actually think Jeremy stopped pushing. Oh yeah, I'm stupid. he just finished the 15.1. I'm stupid. We have Pocho actually, as he goes around the same corner where his team is spun, and there is a Ferrari off at turn 13. That is Tom going into the runner for some reason, and without a front wing. Pocho still has a front wing and still running, going in 5th and now downshifting to 4th for the last corner of this track. Overtake enabled, a DRS enabled for Pocho. It's gonna still be P4. Another improvement coming from the Italian Alpine driver. Stays in P4, 1.2 seconds of Jeremy's previous best. Alex, I still don't understand if he's doing a double outlap, maybe? I think he is. No, he's in pits, not running. So who do we have? We have Sean, who has invalidated. We have Bazooka Joe, who is pushing, I don't know. No, he's not. Right, so we have a break for the time being, I guess. Maybe that's one of the positive aspects of having not so many drivers. Just 11 for today, we can get some break in between the qualifying laps. We have a Ferrari coming out of the pit lane, that is Guga River, currently sitting in P8. And these gaps are actually very far from each other, I have to say. Not really that close of a competition I expected to see today. There's quite some significant gaps between each driver. It's already 1.2 seconds between 4 drivers. But at the same time, qualifying is one thing, the race is another. So that's gonna be the main thing. Well, sure, qualifying matters. Oh, Bulgaria with alternative lines, I have to say. But what I mean to say is that qualifying is definitely important on this game, especially given how dirty air can definitely affect your race and strategy. And also around Hungary by itself, just a difficult track to pass, so you still want to maximize qualifying as much as possible. And about maximizing, Felix, let's remember, he's 15 points behind Car Tracer, so if he finishes this race in P3, they will be equal on points. If he goes P2 or P1 winning the race, he will be ahead. So again, definitely an important chance for him to maximize as much as he can. Sean is back into the pits. There is an Alpine, that is Marco on the outlap, looking to bounce back after that mistake. There we go, the German driver back at it as he now opens the rear wing, the rear flap, and in the meanwhile Jeremy has retired from the session, so he's not gonna be doing any more laps to try and improve his current pole position time. He's satisfied with a 15.1, and that's an interesting thing because it might be a signal for Alex, you're not getting me. Unless Alex can pull off a 3/10 improvement at such a difficult track. But now Marco goes around section 1, improving by 2/10.5. And now goes around the chicanes on 6 and 7. Takes it maybe not as fast as I thought it could. But now again, downshifting into fourth gear for turn 9, 10 and 11. Let's see how does he take this time around. No mistakes, no spins, and he now improves sector 2 by almost 0.8 of a second, which could be P5 if he finalizes this lap, doesn't make any more mistakes. If he finds even more time in these last few corners, maybe he can jump his teammate Pocho if he finds more time. Let's see, for Marco D'Acco, indeed, he jumps Pocho, P4, 1.1 seconds off of pole position. There's 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. I don't think Marco will have enough time to set another lap, so that might be his qualifying result if anyone else doesn't improve. So one thing that's for sure, he won't be starting higher than P4. Let's see what everyone else can do. Pocho on the outlap, Sean as well. He will be the first one to start a new lap. The two Haas boys as well. Everyone coming out of the pit lane. The last few crucial moments of qualifying. And there we go, everyone out on track at the moment apart from PC Willie, apart from Tom, who actually retired. I didn't notice that. And with a slightly suboptimal time, you would say, 14.5 seconds. But now he starts a lap. In the meanwhile, Pix has joined, and I think he will be reserving for Red Bull. in the last minutes of qualifying. Actually won't even have the time to set a single qualifying lap, so he's gonna have to start at the back in P12. And drivers are starting the lap. And the two Haas boys close to each other, the number 71 and the number 72. Alex right now, he's the closest to pole position, and let's see what this Space Cowboy can do around Hungary. And DRS enabled, overtake enabled, and now Alex starts his last lap. 3 tenths of pole position, let's see what he can do, and he breaks for turn 1 on the 100-meter board, and that looks like a very good line through turn 1. DRS enabled, overtake enabled as well, to get as much acceleration as possible, and now into third gear, short shifting into fourth, very wide line on the exit, carrying as much speed as he possibly can, overtaking able once again, and he finishes sector 1 with an improvement of only 78 thousandths, but he carries so much speed through turn 4, now uphill into turn 5, takes it in fourth gear, overtaking able once again, now he needs absolute precision through the chicane of turn 6 and 7, stays in third gear, that's a very good exit, very good line, and now flicks his steering wheel to the left and to the right, shifting into fourth, turn 8, and now 9 and 10, and flat out into turn 11, absolutely foot to the floor, and it's only an improvement of 64 thousandths of a second, and he cuts the curb as much as possible. And now he goes around turn 13, downshifting into second and then into third again, as wide as a line as he possibly can. And now into third, short shifting into fourth once again. DRS enabled, overtake mode enabled for Alex, who sets a 15.4, actually doesn't improve at all. What about Felix? So what can he do? He jumps his teammate, an improvement of a half a second, and Felix secures himself a spot on the front row just behind Jeremy. We got other drivers pushing as well. We have Pocho going around the chicane, and we will have to look at his improvement time later. Pix in the Red Bull has no time to set a lap. PC Willy will set his first lap. Guga River jumps Marco and goes into P4, the Ferrari driver. Now we are looking at PC Willy as he goes around for his first lap and in his only lap of this session. Turn 13, now 14, as he goes around this very long right-hander, DRS enabled, and across the finish line, PC Willy sets a P4, jumps Guga River, and secures himself a spot on the second row, just behind the Space Monkey Alex the G, who starts in P3, 3 tenths of a pole position for Alex, and only 50 thousandths of a second behind his teammate. And there we go. Qualifying is done. Jeremy, with only 2 laps, secures himself pole position around the Hungary ring, and I have to say that was a very solid lap from Jeremy, and once again it is a German top 3, but not including Kart Racer, and again this will be very crucial for Felix. He needs to maximize as much as he can. But 2 tenths and a half from pole position, given the case of Felix, 3 tenths for Alex, almost 5 tenths for PC Willy, almost 6 for Guga River. Then we have Pocho, 8 tenths for pole position in P6. Sean is the first driver to be more than a second off of pole position. He will start in P7. Marco Daco in P8, not very far. Always in P9, Batzaka runs off the top 10. And then we have Tom with not really a representative lap in P11. Pix with not a lap at all starts in P12, and that's the grid set for the Hungarian Grand Prix for this third round of a very long but very exciting season. And the sky looks to be somewhat dark, somewhat cloudy. I mean, it's kind of like it gives off that feeling that it's gonna rain anytime soon. It looks like it, but I'm trusting the predictions from Felix. That's what the in-game weather said. It should be all dry. So I guess we'll trust that. But now drivers are making their strategy choice, and I think I'm very sure I can say it's gonna be a one-stop, medium hards or hard mediums, and tire management I think would be absolutely crucial, because to have actually a one-stop on this track, you really need to look after the tires and make sure you have a consistent wear rate every single lap, so that you can predict how many wear you will have and just calculate the perfect lap to go into the pits, put up some fresh rubber and pull off an undercut. I think an undercut will be much more effective, but we'll see how it goes.
So the formation lap is underway here in Hungary. The front runners will want to get themselves prepared for the race ahead, as they can expect to be attacked through the first 2 corners when the lights go out, and they'll need to survive those in order to kickstart what they hope is a promising race.
So there's no variety at all in the strategy choice. Everyone is starting on the medium, so it's gonna be a one-stopper medium hard for everyone.
We are almost ready to take the start of the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Lap 16 is the lap predicted for pit stops, pulling off this one-stopper around the Hungaroring. Again, tire management will be crucial. They will have to handle those mediums as carefully as possible so that they can push with their hearts later on. But I do think we will see pit stops earlier than lap 16. I think we will see some undercuts, and it's gonna be an absolutely crucial choice, but not too early because they still need to look after the tires. But enough about strategy talks. We are here for the racing. 5 red lights are on, and it's lights out, and away we go here in Hungary, and Felix is off to a decent start to try and get alongside Jeremy, who covers the inside line. Felix is still looking at the inside, Alex around the outside, and the 2 halves are going side by side, and Alex takes P2 from his teammate, and there's already a gap of 4 tenths from Jeremy, who had a perfect start in defense. Pole position immediately off the start. Now always goes off the track and goes very deep after turn 2, and now he's battling pole position with Pix, who actually backs out and slows down all of a sudden, just going completely off the track after turn 3 for some reason. But everyone is inside. Oh, there's a spin! There is a Mercedes, there is PC Willy going off! PC Willy is off at turn 5, immediately on lap 1. Tom had disconnected and he's rejoining now. But something happened to PC Willy and he's already off track and down to last place, and he's gonna have to get past Pix. But it's gonna be difficult in this technical section, in these corners. He's gonna need to. And what? 10-second penalty for Pix for ignoring yellow flags. What happened? No idea what happened there. But now PC Willy will be filmed because he's looking for an overtake and down the inside of turn 12. But now he's gonna have to gain 4 seconds from every single driver ahead. And Jeremy is immediately not saving those tires at all. He is pushing to the limit immediately from lap 1. Look at how much is gapping Alex already. 1.3 seconds. DRS is enabled, but it won't be enabled for Alex whatsoever. And his teammate is gonna just have to try to trail him as close as possible. So it's a perfect start for Jeremy, who looks to gap every single driver behind him. And I have to say Felix is pushing as well. Look at those gaps. 1.4 seconds between Felix and Google River, and the latter is gonna have to defend from a lot of drivers behind. Mainly Pocho, who's now currently trading. Oh, and Tom is immediately crashed, and we have a full course safety car. Already on lap 2, we have a DNF from Tom, who has crashed, or has he crashed? His car didn't look damaged, he just stayed in the middle of the track. I'm reading that Pix needs another invite, I guess. But the full course safety car is out, and we are already seeing some pit stops. Sean immediately pitting on the hards. Okay, not what I would have done. Softs? What? Why is he going on the soft so early? What is this? Everyone is catching up to the safety car, but I have no idea why Sean pitted for the softs. What is he cooking? What is he trying to do? Because I don't know if you noticed, but the game was clearly showing that we are using compounds C3 to C5, so that's the C5 compound on Sean's car. What is he cooking? What kind of 3-stop strategy is Sean cooking here? No idea. So anyway, now everyone has a little bit of breathing time. I mean, everyone has a little bit of a break. Oh, and Biggs and Sean are in the pits again. Oh, what is Sean? Oh. A bit reminiscent of Sebastian Vettel in China in 2016, I believe. Did it work? Oh well, Biggs is having a penalty anyway, so yeah. Okay, but Sean is on the hards. I'm still confused why, honestly. Those hards are not lasting the entire race. They're not doing 30 laps. But why did they even pit for the softs earlier? I'm so confused. He's gonna have to pit again. Those hards are not doing 30 laps. There's no way. I mean, sure, he got himself the pit stop out of the way, but it's not really useful. And same thing for Pix. He's not really solving or gaining anything by pitting on the hards now. So we're now just waiting on Pix to catch up, and that's when we will restart the race. And I think it's gonna be very soon. There we go, safety car in this lap. Jeremy will lead the restart on lap number 4. And it's a very late restart. It's gonna be a very late restart because the safety car still needs to make his way into the pit lane. I'm afraid Jeremy will have to restart like very much after the last corner. Or has he? Has he restarted now? He has. He has, and that's actually a very good restart from Jeremy, as he's immediately 7/10 clear of Alex. He's looking absolutely magnificent pace today. And it looks like there's nothing stopping him at the moment. But apart from that, everyone reacted decently, I guess. They're very close to each other. There's not that many gaps beside the one from Jeremy and Alex. Oh yeah, so moves between PC Willie and Owens as PC Willie goes for a move at turn 4, I believe, and that's a very brave corner for overtaking, and goes up into P8. I'm very sad I missed that move, but I'm pretty sure it was a good one. Like, whether you're on the inside or on the outside, it's an extremely difficult corner to overtake, so hats off. Wow. But look at this, there is absolutely nothing stopping Jeremy today. More than a second immediately on the first lap. And there's nothing Alex can do about that one. And basically Bazooka Joe fighting and there is some contact. As PC Willie now goes up into B7 overtaking Bazooka, and he's gonna have to gain some time because he needs to get closer to Marco. But now the two Haas's teammates are exchanging positions. Was it team orders? Was it a clean overtake? We don't know, but what we know is that now Felix is in P2, 1.5 seconds from his main rival for the win today. And Sean is absolutely dropping on those hards. Down in P9, he's getting attacked by Bazooka Joe, and I think he's gonna be overtaken very soon. And there are quite some gaps, like throughout the entire field. Jeremy's gapping everyone, and Goga River is barely holding on to DRS. but like sometimes, like even earlier, ooh, massive slide from Batuka as he has an oversteer coming out with turn 7, and Pig says thank you very much, goes up into P10, very easy move, nothing else he could have done there, just flight past. But many drivers are actually already losing DRS, look at this, always PC Willy, maybe Marco, maybe Google River, maybe Alex, maybe... Look at this! There's barely a DRS train in this field. Oh, and Pocho with a kind of a slide. I saw his car going to the right very suddenly. Kept it on track. Okay, I'm actually not sure if that was a slide, but it just went to the right very quickly. I was a little bit scared. And for some reason the caution sector 2 pop-up on the top left is not going away. So this looks like it's gonna be a very calm race, just not so much action, and I think it will be decided mainly with strategy. Because look at these gaps. Like there is such a skill gap between every driver. There is barely a single DRS train. Alex has DRS from his teammate. Felix does not. He's trying to get close to Jeremy, and he's more or less doing that. But it looks to be struggling a little bit. But now Sean Molinova is fighting for position. Sean gets past up into P8, and he stays ahead, still with the DRS, still in P8, going around turn 2. Felix, in the meanwhile, looks to be closing in. Now the gap is 9/10, just barely below a second, and I think that might be his chance to get closer. And he's doing everything he can to just tailgate Jeremy. He now has a chance. He now will have DRS exiting turn 13 actually. Has a little bit of a moment. Needs to stay close despite the dirty air. But now, there we go. DRS is now available to Felix. And now he takes all the slipstream possible. And he gains just close to a 10th. He gains even more in the braking zone, but we got a move between PZWilly and Marco D'Arco. Now PZWilly goes up into P7, so still continuing his charge through the field. Now Felix gets even closer. 7 tenths now separate the two drivers. And Alex is keeping up. Just staying behind his teammate, keeping his cool, and keeping a consistent pace with DRS enabled, of course. And with no DRS from the cars behind, so that's a brilliant jump from Alex as of now. And Batuka has dropped a lot. He's 5 seconds off of Pix. So the closest fight looks to be this one in the midfield between Sean, Marco and PZWilly. But mainly it is Sean against Marco. The McLaren chasing the Alpine. The McLaren is on younger hard tires. Marco is on older mediums. There we go. DRS enabled for 1, 2, 3. Actually 2 cars. So it's Sean and Marco, and Sean has a look on the inside, but he backs up at the last moment. Marco swerves to the right, and Sean goes for a move down the inside with a launcher. Oh, what? Did Sean lag? I think it's lagging. They're ghosting through each other. I thought it was some contact, but no, never mind. Marco says in P7. Oh, and Jeremy has lost a lot of pace, it looks like. Look at how close Felix and Alex are all of a sudden. Oh, there we go. Jeremy just saved a lot of battery. He pretty much recharged his entire battery. Felix somewhat did, but he has a lot less. So now it's on. Now it's an effective fight for the podium on track between the Aston Martin and the two Haas's. Never mind, Jeremy's into the pits. A very early pit stop for Jeremy. Lap number 10 immediately goes from the mediums to the hards, pulling off an extremely early undercut. And I wonder how will everyone else react. Because lap 10 is quite early. Like, very early. Unless you can super manage your hards. It's very much an early pit stop. So let's see how everyone else reacts, especially the two Haas boys. And PC Willie goes into the grass, looks like his tires are dirty and he dropped a few places. Down in P7 he goes. Now always is chasing him through some 4. But I wonder how will the medium runners react, because if they want to keep the Optimus IG they might have to pit later around lap 15 or 16. And they will have an advantage with the fresher hards compared to Jeremy. But at the same time they very much risk to go back out on track behind Jeremy and will have to recover quite a lot of time. We'll see how it goes. So Felix is now in the lead of the race and the two Haas's stay out. So does Google River. Pocho does not. Pocho is in. So that's another early pit stop from the mediums to the hards. And there we go, the hard compound for Pocho. He will join back the track in 10th place. So Alex is now 6 tenths behind his teammate, and I don't think he will try any sort of move. They just need to stay close to each other, just making sure that Alex has the RS and keep up a consistent pace to just stay there and get some distance as much as possible from the cars behind. And that car behind is Google River. And I think Alex is the only driver with DRS. Look at the gaps. They're all above 1 second. And Jeremy now sets the fastest lap with the hards. The fresh hard compound on the Aston Martin, setting 18.7. Oh, Felix, what a slide he had coming out of turn 2, and that was very close to the barriers on the left hand side. I mean, it was very close to going into the barriers in the left hand side. What a save! Absolutely scary moment for the Haas driver. Absolutely shocking. Oh, look at that! He lets Alex through. Apparently there are some team orders at Haas, as now Felix lets his teammate pass, and he has lost a second to Guga River, and now this might be his chance to get back into the DRS range. Let's see if he can. 1.027. Now he's gaining more, he's getting closer. None of them is in the pits. And now Felix is trying to take some distance from Google River, but he also has the DRS. And Marco Lock is in the pits as well. We have another medium runner pitting for the Hearts halfway through the race. So Google River has definitely caught up, and I think Sean will as well. And very soon, I think he is already caught up, yes. I think actually we are also in that stage where the medium starts to be slower than the hards. So Sean will definitely have some advantage as of now. But I still wonder what lap are Alex and Felix gonna pit. Alex is pitting now, so is Guga River, Felix is staying out. So apparently Haas have decided to bring back Alex first. Jeremy in all of this is in P3. Oh, and there is a move happening in midfield as now Pocho goes past Pix, and Pix with a late send. What was that launch on the inside and just stopping moments before disaster on the apex? That was very close from Pix. And he couldn't end in shambles. Oh, he's now blocking Alex. He needs to get past. Does he find a way around Pix, around the Red Bull? Maybe around the outside of turn 4. No, he does not. Now he stays behind, but he's losing some crucial time, just staying behind the Red Bull. But look at how much more grip he has, how much more speed. But now he goes down the inside of the chicane, and he keeps the inside line, and Pix backs out, chooses not to fight. But Guga River almost found a gap to get past. And look at this, he's trying to find a gap everywhere, left and right. He's also on the fresh hard. Felix is in the pits as well, but Guga River is absolutely fuming because he needs to get past Pix as much as possible. They make contact. Guga River actually goes into the back, and now he sends it down the inside of turn 13. Guga River up the inside of the Red Bull, and he now goes up in P6, but losing crucial time to Alex. In the meanwhile, Felix has finally made his pit stop on lap 15, and now he rejoins lap 16. And he gets jumped by also Guga River, and does he get jumped? He stays on the inside. They actually make some contact, maybe, or they don't. But now Guga River has a better run, and he has the inside line. First and 2, does he send it? Yes, he does. But actually, Felix still hangs it around the outside. They still go wheel to wheel, going around turn 3. And look at that. Now Felix has the outside line. Does he have a better run? Does he have more speed? Yes, he does. That's an absolutely amazing move. Amazing fight from Felix. Immediately fighting with Guga River coming out of the pit lane, and he defends his P5 absolutely in a brilliant way. Now he's very far from his teammate, 3 seconds separating the two, but he's gonna have to pull off a comeback on a 5-lap advantage compared to Jeremy. Sean in the meanwhile is leading the race, but on 12 laps sold hards, 30 now, and again I highly doubt they'll make it to the end. Even if they do, he will just be painfully slow. Unless there's a safety car to change everything. But now we see Alex with the RS chasing Pocho, trying to go up into P3, and Alex still has the RS. Now he goes round the outside of turn 2. Pocho doesn't really put up a fight, he just lets him through. Nothing he could have done about that. Now Alex up into the podium places. And we have a yellow flag for a Red Bull. That is Pix. Pix facing the wrong way on the exit of turn 2. He's now reversing into the grass and rejoining. Must have been a mistake. I don't know. I don't know if it was a mistake or he did get spun round, I don't know, but that's the Red Bull of Pigs round after turn 2 and down to last place. And now Sean is gonna have to escape from Jeremy, who's very close to him. And he now goes to the inside line of turn 2. And yeah, nothing he could have done about that one. Jeremy just so much faster on those tires. Now what we need to see, I'm gonna enable gap to leader to see how much Alex will gain on Jeremy. Gap to leader now 12.3, and we will monitor his times as he goes around sector 2, because that's where the tire advantage will kick in a lot more in the fast technical corners. Although it looks like he's already gaining a couple of tenths, but let's see after he finishes the sector and after he finishes the lap how much he gains. So let's remember, it was 12.3 coming out of turn 3. But it looks to be very fast. Now it's 11.9 already. Yeah, he's gaining. But the question is, how much will he gain? Will he gain enough? Does he have even enough time to catch up to Jeremy? Oh, now Pocho and Felix fighting side by side. But Pocho, yeah, he backs out. Doesn't even fight. So that's Felix up in P4. But we'll go back to Alex, because the gap was 12.3 and now it's 11.3. So what that means is that he's just gained a second in a single lap. So the gap is 11 seconds and there are it's more than 15, 16 laps. 16 laps and a half left to the end of this race, and Alex has gained a second in only one lap. So if he keeps up this pace, he will most definitely catch up. And I think the same will go for Felix, who is on even fresher tires. I didn't look at his times, but I guess we can have a look. And meanwhile, Sean is finally into the pits. He finally realized those tires are not holding on at all. Oh, another hard! Oh! So that's why, okay. So he had the harder allocation and wanted to do a 2-stop on the hards, which I still think it's not really a smart choice, because a 1-stop is the way to go around here. I mean, I guess we'll see how much he gains. I guess we'll see. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. So let's see. But actually, what we're gonna see now is how much Felix can gain. So we'll have a similar comparison. It was, so let's see, 12.0 now, around turn 5. So we will wait for another lap. When he comes back to turn 5, we'll see how much that gap goes down. So it's an absolutely interesting fight here between different strategy. An extremely early undercut against fresher tires and pure raw pace. We are all in for it. So let's remember Felix, he was 12.0 around turn 5. Right now it's 11.9, so not really gaining that much. It's 11.7, we are close to turn 5 now. So let's see. Now 11.3. So Felix is gaining less. He's gaining 7/10 per lap. And I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough. It could be, but like barely. I think Alex is much more likely to catch up. Felix, if he keeps gaining only 7, I don't know. But I guess we'll see how it goes. We just need to look at the times. That's mainly the only thing we need to look out for. Okay, so I guess we will come back to Alex. We'll see what the gap is starting this lap. Oh, there's yellow flags and that's fixed. It's going slowly. Okay, so let's see now. 8.3 for Alex. We'll see if he can still keep up the same pace as before. It was 8.3 before, now it's 8.1. Felix is getting closer, he's now below 10 seconds from Jeremy. And I think that's pretty much what we will commentate on for another 12 laps and a half. Brilliant. But look at this, Alex is just absolutely pushing, he knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to do and he's doing it perfectly, he's doing it efficiently. I can't really see the say. Oh, Pix! Oh, never mind. It's a DNF in the pit lane for Pix. So we are now down to only 10 drivers. Well, at least that means points for everyone. But look at this, Alex is not stopping whatsoever, gaining another second in a single lap. Now he's 7.3. And I have to say, it really doesn't look like Felix is keeping up with the same pace as his teammate. Pocho goes into the pits for some reason. Those hearts can go to the end. Mediums, okay. Not really sure why. He could have gone to the end. He's just losing time from Marco ahead, and maybe he can catch up to him, while Marco also has a penalty, but effectively also lost time from always. I don't know, not sure about his strategy call, to be honest, but I guess that's P9 for Pocho. And he will just push as much as he can on those mediums. Okay, so Felix, now he is catching up a little bit more. 8.9s now. So this is just a race against the clock between Alex and Jeremy If we look at the top 2, if we look at the top 3, if Felix can keep up, then it's also on for him. And that gap is coming down quickly, and I mean quickly. 5.9. Jeremy's in the pits! An absolutely surprise move. Jeremy's into the pits. He's not making those hearts last to the end. So that's a different strategy for Jeremy, as he now saw that the attack from the Hasses was imminent, and he now goes into the pits for a fresh set of mediums, but now he rejoins the track in P6. And now he's gonna be the one chasing the leaders on those fresh mediums. The gap is 13.2 seconds. He's gonna have to gain more than a second per lap. Like a second and a half per lap. Can he do it? Jeremy absolutely changing the strategy all of a sudden out of nowhere and changing his approach to try and defend his race win. It was a strategy of defending, now it's a strategy of attacking. I think he realized his undercut was way too early. And now he changes to a completely different approach. But it looks like he's gaining quick, and I mean quick. Look at those times in Sector 2. It was 13 or something when he came out of the pit lane. Now it's immediately down to 12. Already a second down. Fresh mediums against old hards. He's now turning the tables to his favor. 2 seconds per lap will be optimal. They will be more than optimal. 2 seconds per lap, he will gap them. He needs less than 2 seconds. Let's see now. 11.0 as he starts lap 27. So it looked to be like a race where Jeremy was defending and the two Hasses were attacking. Now it's completely the opposite. The two Hasses are defending and now Jeremy is attacking. And also a question, something I'm wondering is, will there be any team orders at Haas? Have there been any team orders at Haas by beating Alex first? Are they free to race? Felix is fighting for a championship, but so is Alex. That's a very interesting situation, I have to say. But look at Jeremy, wow! It already down to 9.6, but now he needs to get past this traffic. He has Sean, Pizziwit and Guga on extremely old hard sides, but Jeremy sends it on the inside of 10-13, overtaking Sean, and he's immediately up into P5, and there's absolutely nothing he can do to stop himself from gaining and gaining. DRS enabled once again, and now he sets an absolutely dominating fastest lap with an 18.4 on those fresh upper, and what a send from miles back. He has almost an oversteer and has to correct it midway through turn 1. And there's yellow flags. Pizziwit into the wall, and he has damage. He's still in the race, but he has damage. I think he's missing the right end plate. A mistake coming out of turn 1, and into the right hand side wall he goes. But Jeremy is absolutely wasting no time whatsoever. He's now tailgating Guga River and he needs to get past. Will he get past now? He's trying to find a gap around the outside of the chicane, but he gets pushed off, fighting with Guga River, and I think he will complain about that with the stewards after the race. It looks to be like an effective move, and there's yellow flags for always, which I think spun round and went into the grass. But Jeremy, he's still trying to find a gap, and he has now lost some time. Now the gap is 9.3. 9.2, 9.1. He sends it down the inside and they still make contact. They're still bumping wheel. But Jeremy has much more grip and much more speed. Absolutely nothing Guga River can do about that one. So now it's on. Now it's a chase. But there's only, what is it, 6 laps? 7 laps. Because we're starting from 29. 7 laps left for Jeremy to catch up to the leaders. 8.5 divided by 7. He needs to gain 1.2 seconds per lap. So if by the end of this lap the gap is 7.3 seconds or lower, Jeremy is gaining enough. But I do think we're very close, and we have another spin from Bazooka Joe. Close to the final corner. PC within into the pits, he's fixing his wing damage. And this is terrible news for the Haas drivers, because Jeremy is immediately down to 7 seconds. He is gaining a lot more than he needs to. Unless the two Haases can pull off an absolutely brilliant, outstanding performance masterclass in defensive driving, there is nothing they can do against Jeremy. The gap was supposed to be 7.3, it's 6.3. He's gaining a second more than he needs to. He's gaining 2.3 seconds effectively. If a safety car comes out now, it would be an absolutely ruin for Jeremy. Oh no, Guga River and Sean are still fighting for positions. Sean trying to get past. He has fresher tires and has a faster line. Guga River looking for a switchback? No, he can't. Stays in P5. Now the question is, well, there's 5 laps and a half left. Both Alex and Felix, this early in the season, have a chance to fight for the championship and to gain. I mean, if Alex and Felix, if both of them finish P1 and 2, they will be ahead of Catch Racer, both of them. And that's a massive situation in the championship. They are, remember, they are only 1 point apart from each other, so they can both do it. But will we see an individual fight to fight against Jeremy and to fight for the win? Or could it be some teamwork at Haas? That is absolutely interesting to see. And look at Jeremy and how he gained another second. 4.3. Absolutely flying. The fastest lap he set earlier, it's not getting beaten. And Guga River spinning on the main straight and destroying his front wing. And a virtual safety car is out. The virtual safety car has been deployed. Luckily, it's not a safety car. And that could have been an absolutely nightmare for Jeremy if it was a normal safety car. And always gets a drive-through penalty, speeding under virtual safety car. Absolutely terrible for always. But the race is now neutralized, and by trying to stay as close as possible to the Delta, Jeremy could either lose or gain time, so he definitely needs to carefully watch his car placement and watch his speed. Because now he effectively has less time to make up for those places, but now green flags are being waved. And he hasn't lost that much. I don't think he even lost at all. He's still 4.3. Oh, but now the two Haases are close to each other. Felix is tailgating Alex. I think we might be seeing a position change between the two. Let's see, Felix has DRS. Will he make a move? Is he allowed to make a move? Is Alex letting him pass? Are they even racing? I have no idea what are they doing now. Because whatever they're doing now, they're effectively losing time to Jeremy. They still go side by side. I think they're effectively fighting for the win. And look at this! The two Haases going side by side through turn 3. Who's gonna be ahead in turn 4? Who is already ahead? That's gonna be Felix. But now Alex has a switchback almost. Does he go for a switchback? No, Alex can't get past. Felix defends the inside line, but now they lost even more time to Jeremy. The two Hasses are not working together. They are free to race. They are both fighting for the championship and they are not leaving anything on the table. So they need to battle each other while also defending from a significantly at least 2 seconds a lap faster Aston Martin coming right behind them and just haunting the rear mirrors. And it's gonna be not a matter of if, it's gonna be a matter of when Jeremy gets past. He doesn't have DRS yet, but he will most definitely later on. But now we saw lap 33, only 3 laps left, and actually Jeremy has DRS. Oh, the gap is to leader. I got confused. That's why he has DRS. Wow, the fight is on. The two Haas teammates against a significantly faster Aston Martin in P3 who pulled an early undercut and was trying to defend earlier. Now he's on the attacking mode and 3 cars fighting for 3 laps. How will it go? I absolutely cannot predict this podium here in Hungary. I am all down for it. Now Felix will have to defend from his teammate and from one of his main rivals. And all 3 of them, let's remember, are gaining a lot of points on Car Tracer, who is at the top of the standings. So they absolutely cannot afford any mistakes in this fight, because if they drop down too many places, they will lose precious points against their other rivals. So they need to be very careful about this. Felix is still in the lead. And Jeremy, he's haunting Alex. Pocini meanwhile got a penalty for track limits. But this fight is absolutely on. 34 out of 35. Alex has DRS, so does Jeremy. Jeremy is deploying. And he goes for a late send into turn 1 on the inside, and he lost the rear and has to correct an oversteer. But Jeremy sends it down the inside of Alex, and they both have DRS coming out of turn 1. And who's gonna be ahead into turn 2? The Haas of Alex has the inside line, and they make contact with Felix, who almost gets spun around, and Jeremy almost gets pushed off into the grass on the exit, but Felix maintains the lead and Alex maintains P2, and there was some suspicious contact between all 3 of them, but the positions stay unchanged, and now Felix has a little bit of breathing room behind him. Alex absolutely does not, because it's only gonna be a matter of time before Jeremy overtakes Alex once again. But Alex, he's now slowing down. He's trying to block Jeremy. Or is he? Because it's a lot of time when Jeremy gets a little bit hit by the dirty air and loses even more time. So what could have been a crazy exchange in position between all 3 of them stays untouched, at least for lap 34, and it's all gonna go down. So the last lap, Felix will be in the lead and he will be vulnerable to DRS. Alex gets even rear-ended almost by Jeremy. Now they both have DRS, and I think Jeremy will send another late dive, but Alex defends the inside. Jeremy switches to the outside line and he carries much more speed. He's ahead at the apex. They still go wheel to wheel through turn 1. They both have DRS and Jeremy has a much better exit. Alex can do absolutely nothing, but now he sends it down the inside of turn 2. Jeremy and Felix are fighting for the lead of the race, and Jeremy gets through after turn 2. He has finally done it, and Felix gets a 3-second time penalty going off the track limits at the exit of turn 3. He tried to carry too much speed, and now he got a 3-second time penalty. So that means Felix will only finish this race in P3 no matter what he does. So it's a guaranteed P2 for Alex. But what a move that was from Jeremy. He has finally concluded his attack by changing his strategy halfway through the race. He has now finally done it, and once he's gotten past, there's nothing Alex or Felix can do about it. What a battle there was. What a strategic but also absolutely hard-fought battle on track that was. And I gotta say, that's gotta be one of the most deserving wins for Jeremy as he goes across the finish line to take the win here in Hungary. And Felix drops down to P3. Alex finishes the Hungary Grand Prix in P2. He was also very much fighting for the win and even the championship. And if I'm not wrong, Alex might have taken the championship lead. I actually don't remember how many points Jeremy has, but I guess that's gonna be for later. Sean finishes his race in P4. Pocho with a very respectable P5. Some drivers are still having to cross the finish line. PC Willie is in P6. Finishes the race in P6, and Marco Daco in P7. Guga River, who looked to be very solid, unfortunately he's gonna have to settle only for P8, and the two Williams boys, Always and Badga Joe, will have to finish this race at the last points positions, P9 and P10. Only 3 points for the Williams drivers. And what a battle that was, what a race that was. What looked to be only a strategic and a against the clock type of race halfway through absolutely turned into mayhem in the end. And what a battle between those three. I'm absolutely amazed. And what a deserved, absolutely deserved win from Jeremy here in Hungary. It's the same German top 3 we saw in qualifying. I actually don't remember if it was the same order in qualifying. Jeremy was on pole. I don't remember who was ahead between Alex and Felix. But they're spraying champagne and they very much deserve it. What a battle there was, what a fight. They absolutely delivered a brilliant show here tonight. And wow. And Jeremy even claims the fastest lap, so he's gonna gain 26 points from this race. The driver of the day, I absolutely have to disagree. Driver of the day is Jeremy, changing his strategy halfway through the race and pulling it off. And what a move, what a battle on the last laps. He absolutely deserves all of it. Sean takes home most overtakes and Alex takes home the cleanest driver accolade. So Alex actually started in P3 and ended up P2, and vice versa for Felix. But actually he crossed the line first, but he dropped down because of the penalty. So yeah, that has been the Hungarian Grand Prix, and thank you very much for tuning in and for watching this brilliant battle. I have to say I've been absolutely amazed and very glad to have commentated. So yeah, absolutely congratulations to Jeremy for his win, but I have to say also congratulations to Haas for their podiums. It's still very much important points, and I think they can be very happy about that one, and they maximized what they can. So thank you for watching tonight's race. We will have Realistic Racing Link tomorrow. That's the league with realistic performance, and it's gonna be COTA, so Austin, Texas. Then we have the Belgian Grand Prix on our normal divisions. Always Wednesday for Division 2 and Saturday for Division 1 in Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps. So again, thank you very much, and I will see you next week.